Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, Raila Odinga is back in this country, and we have had the KAMUKUNJI People's Baraza. But again, when Raila announced this meeting, just before he make a comeback, it is when Kenya Kwanza thought of embarking on the bipartisan talk, and this is what they reached out to Raila Odinga before the rally. This is what they're saying. Kenya Kwanza call on Azimio to resume bipartisan talk on Tuesday 4th. July threatened to resume the recruitment of IBC commissioners if Azimio fail to honor the meeting. Now, they are trying to use such kind of threat to try and stop the new approach Raila Odinga and Azimio Umoja have decided to take in reaction to the financial bill that has already been signed, which will start operating soon. But then when Raila Odinga came back, there are several announcements he has done. Number one, he has announced there will be a resume of protest and civil disobedience which will start on July 7th going forward. Number two, he has talked about the issue of matatu to be allowed to carry excess, to deny William Ruto the fuel levy, and where necessary you can walk to duty, where necessary you can give a lift to a person. Then we have the issue of he has also appealed to the online community, the content creators, the music artists, to try and release content that's going to expose this regime. And by the way, with this one, I think Raila is also just appreciating what is going on Twitter, TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, on WhatsApp groups, and even on YouTube. He's just telling this community, I have been watching what you are doing, and I'm encouraging you to do more of this, because if there is a revolution, then it is starting with the social media. So he's telling them, release content that is going to irritate this regime, to expose them, and to always remind them when they try to mislead Kenyans. First of all, listen to him, then from here we're going to continue with this discussion.
I appeal to all employers to allow their workers time to walk to and from work. I appeal to matatu owners to support tax boycotts. While observing safety measures, maintain the current fare, but double your carrying capacity as part of the civil disobedience. Our police officers should support our call by allowing matatus to carry above capacity at current costs so that Kenyans can commute. Hello? I appeal to businesses to disable or avoid electronic tax registers, make nil returns on VAT, and instead give discounts to customers. This way, we shall recover the VAT Ruto is taking illegally through the fuel. I appeal to employers to ignore the punitive deductions of employee salaries that will only line the pockets of Ruto's strategically placed cronies. We are going to fight everywhere and anywhere until the Finance Act is repealed. We will adopt a series of acts of civil disobedience to force this regime to recognize that we, the people, are supreme. Through civil disobedience, we will deny Ruto the taxes he thinks he can extort from us by force. Dear Kenyans, we have been abandoned by our leaders. We must now look out for each other and be our brothers and sisters keepers. Here, therefore, are my requests to you, my people of Kenya. Let us embrace tax boycotts. Let us deny Ruto the fuel tax by limiting consumption of petrol and diesel One way to do this is to carpool. Let us arrange to make regular journeys in a single vehicle whenever possible. Give each other a ride. Cut down on non-essential travel. Walk instead of driving whenever possible. Let us name, shame, follow and isolate the traitors at every turn. Let us picket their public and private offices and their homes until they join the call to have the Finance Act repealed. Today, and with absolute respect and humility, I'm reaching out to the online community in the country and diaspora, the famous Kenyans on Twitter, the content creators and the TikTokers. I have a request to you. Let us gather and share information about the traitors, their Twitter and other social media accounts, telephone numbers, and email addresses, and use these to show the oppressors that power belongs to us, the people. Finally, I appeal to our performing artists. Let our songs and music be a source of pain to the traitors. Let our songs and music a source of pain to the traitors. Let our music carry our disappointments and support the fight against Ruto and his contemporaries until Ruto learns to respect the people. Dear Kenyans, in a democratic country that is founded upon sovereignty of the people, whenever the arms of government, whether the executive, the legislature, or the judiciary, fall into the hands of men and women who use their delegated sovereign power to oppress the people and benefit themselves, then it becomes a right and a duty of the people, in pursuit of the common good, to assert their sovereignty, to disobey those men and women and their laws.
Now we are continuing the panel discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers and anyone who comment, I must say thank you so much. And again to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, it is true in this financial bill, William Samoei Ruto and his administration has betrayed Kenya, and that's why Raila Odinga is saying that a regime that has betrayed us does not deserve our delegated power. We shall fight for our right as we, people of Kenya. So it is time, that you are on your own, and it is time now to come out and fight for yourself, because seemingly in this government they have shown all the appetite to overtax you. And the big question is that how can we trust them? Okay, people can, to some extent, they can appreciate taxing. But the other question, which is very tough here, is how can we trust you when you are not showing any interest on prudence with our taxes? Value for the money. The only thing you will see in Kenya Kwanza is overspending, bloated executive, and that's why Mother Karua was saying that the money that has been allocated for William Ruto's office, Gachagua and Musalia Mudavadi, is enough, number one, to deal with the issue of education, school fees. Right now they're saying that students are back at home with the longest half term ever that has never happened in this country. It is because now there's no school fees. Lazima munipe chakula shuleni. If that budget was scaled down for Ruto, Gachagua and Mudavadi, then there will be enough money to pay school fees. Number two, we are struggling with the health. Karua also alluded to this. If that budget would have been brought down, because now someone is using a 1-year budget in 6 months' time, then it asks for a complementary budget. In that complementary budget, they are asking also for another budget which is equal to what need to serve for 1 year to use in 6 months' time. It means they have already doubled their budget. But what they have never doubled is the school fees payment. We had subsidized education, started by Kibaki, Uhuru embraced it. Ruto is here, he want to destroy it. Wakati wanaongeza budget zao, how much did they increase in terms of school fees to meet the demand on the ground? Because even the price of basic commodity is going up. Hata bei ya karatasi inapanda juu. When was the last time they increased teacher salary? Because now they're increasing their budget. Even William Ruto and Gachagua, they have increased their salary now. Mshahara yao inapanda juu. Sasa watu kwa wanakula yenye Uhuru alikuwa anapata, hao ndio hustler sasa. Mshahara inapanda juu. That's why Raila Odinga is saying that content creators make content that is going to expose these people. They came humble and now we are seeing their true colors. They don't have any interest to serve the people but their own personal interest. Unaweza kujaja kwa serikali ambayo the economy is not working, then the first thing you see, number one, is to increase your salary. Number two is to increase your budget in your office. Yet we have health workers who are not receiving their salary. County government, which has not been funded for 3 months. Ruto amesema juzi ndiye amepeana pesa. Kwani alikuwa amepeleka hiyo pesa wapi? Izaane ama alikuwa anafanyia biashara gani? It was the first time since we had this new constitution in operation, where now we have county government. For the last 10 years, it has been smooth. Hakuna siku pesa imechelewa. Hata ikichelewa ni kwa masiku tu. But this regime, it delayed for 3 good months. Look at that. But when they're delaying all this, they have enough money in their budget. Then you cannot tell Kenyans that you want to squeeze them the way you are trying to do so, yet at the same time, you are bloating your cabinet. Now we have assistant ministers, CASs. How many now? 50. Uhuru had barely only 22. Ruto is making it 50. You multiply by 2 and add more numbers. Look at that. Beside all this, there's also another thing. You go to PSS, you increase. The question is, the number you had, wasn't it enough really? Were those PSS not enough to work? Once you are bloating, it means you have enough money to pay these people in terms of salary, allowances, making their office operational. So every office of assistant minister is going to attract a budget not less than 3 million per month. And tell me there are 50. You multiply by 3 million. This money is enough to help clear school fees. It is enough money to help deal with the issue of medicine in our hospitals. Then, so with all this, Raila Odinga is saying, no, look here. We have to initiate a civil disobedience. In fact, now Raila Odinga is telling those who are in business, you are running hardware, you are running a shop, is saying that we should disobey paying tax and give discount to buyers. So punguza kupeana ushuru. Hapo ndio unasikianga watu wa hardware wanakuambia unataka nikupee ATR receipt ama manual receipt. So if you need manual receipt, then it is a little bit cheaper, because in that way anakwepa ushuru. Because again, you also have to maintain your customers. And you understand how it is expensive. It is, to have these customers buying your product when the price is too high. They will try to squeeze themselves, and some will even avoid. So with that one, and Raila anasema ya kwamba avoid by any possible means to reduce giving levy to William Ruto, but give discount to your customers. He's addressing that. So definitely what people are anticipating for is to wait and see way forward from July 7th. But above all, you have to continue in your own way to show disobedience to this government. Again, he's saying one thing here as we finish. Those members of parliament who supported the financial bill, you have to go and demonstrate in their homes. If they come to attend funerals, demonstrate before them. You have to irritate them, make them uncomfortable. Protest against what they did so they can understand any other time when given such an opportunity, they will stand with the people and if possible, vote them out. Again, they want to collect signatures to reject this financial bill. So it's about people to now start signing those signatures, and from there they are going to initiate a protest against this regime. That is what I have been able to get from Azimio la Umoja's People Baraza.